Everyone, welcome to the Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show. We got a good one for you today. We're going to be talking about how you can better protect your NFTs and crypto. That's a topic we've definitely spent some time on in past episodes, but we have some experts here today and a company and an NFT collection that can actually get you better protected for the future. So super excited about that. Alyssa and I will also be breaking down the top news and headlines from the NFT market. Yes, I know, not a very fun topic right now with everything trading down, Ethereum crashing, but we're here to support each other. So let me know right now in the chat if you're here live watching on YouTube. We appreciate your support. Don't go anywhere. This is the Roadmap. Oh, all right, everyone. As you heard me say, this is the Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show, and we're here. It's Tuesday. We got a great show planned. We're going to be talking about NFT security with a company that I definitely think our viewers want to hear more about. But before we get started, as I said, let us know in the chat if you're here live watching us on YouTube. Those comments will appear on screen throughout today's episode. You can also watch this video after it airs live, and you can listen to us as a podcast on all major podcast platforms. Without further ado, though, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by FTX US, which is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world in terms of trading volume and daily users. The FTX app is used by over 6 million people to buy crypto and NFTs. No transaction or withdrawal fees. You can use your phone or computer, and the FTX US trading platform offers NFT trading on both the Ethereum and Solana blockchains with no gas fees. To find out more and sign up for your own FTX account, click on the link in the description below and also pinned to the chat, and let FTX know that Benzinga sent you their way. Looks like the chat's starting to kick off here. I know we're a minute behind here with the live feed, but it looks like we got our viewers here coming over from Money Mitch's show. Shout out to Money Mitch for that new show airing now 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time right here on Benzinga YouTube. It's time to talk NFTs, though. I am very excited to welcome on today's episode, we have Bobby and Wesley from Webacy, which we are going to be talking about how to protect your NFTs and crypto, which I know is something that everyone definitely needs to hear more about. So without further ado, let me welcome to the stream. We got Bobby and we got Wes. What's going on, guys?
Not much. I had to swap over from my laptop over to my desktop. I don't know what was going on, but this is much better, so I can hear you great. We're excited to be here today. We feel like wallet security, there needs to be a lot more education within the space, and there needs to be more protection. So that's just a fraction of what we're here to offer today and the utility behind Webacy. Bobby, not sure if you have anything else to add.
Yeah, thanks, Wes, for that brief intro of Grimmies and Webacy, and just thanks for having us on, Chris, and look forward to this talk.
Yeah, of course. And, we want to hear more about, Webacy and the security that's offered. But one of the first questions I always like to ask guests when they come on is, just give us a brief overview of kind of your history in the crypto and NFT space. What was, when did you first get started with crypto or NFTs? What were some of the first coins or NFTs that you purchased? Wes, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I have been mining Ethereum for the past 2 years. So I own a lot of graphics cards. That's primarily the coin that I mine myself. I probably got into trading crypto back around 2017, if not earlier. I've been trading pretty much consistently throughout the years, then got into mining. And then I got into NFTs around probably this time last year. And since then, I've launched 2 my own projects. is Web 2 world. I was working as an internal auditor before I made the change full time to work for Webacy. And right now I handle all growth, partnerships, IRL events, everything Grimmy related. So setting up the NFT contract, because I am also a Solidity developer. So I have a pretty interesting background. I cover a lot of different aspects.
Love it. Bobby, how about you? How did you get your start in crypto and NFTs?
Yeah, so I think I started more the traditional route, with Bitcoin. That was around 2018, and it was really just more held on Coinbase exchange, like almost just treated like part of a stock portfolio, just looking for the number to go up. And then I think right around the lockdowns of COVID, I really took the deep dive in to crypto, learning more about it, actually, figuring out how to use Ethereum and the applications on it. Was pretty involved with the like privacy coins. Learned a lot about Monero, and I was big in privacy. But at the very end of 2020, I actually read the book Ready Player One. And then 2 days later, like after reading that book, I just like NFTs just kind of like clicked. And I bought my first NFT 2 days after that, after really having never even heard about them before that. So, my CryptoPunk that's my avatar right now. That was my first NFT. And I've just kind of been hanging out in that community, since I got started. I think like January 2nd, 2021 was when I bought it. So right before everything, went parabolic.
That's awesome, Bobby. And yeah, CryptoPunks, we've definitely talked a lot about on the show. Normally when we have people on, they talk about, NBA Top Shot being, one of their first NFTs and kind of what gave them exposure. But it looks like you guys got in, different routes than that. But love hearing, the Ethereum, the Bitcoin connections, and also Ready Player One, I feel like got brought up in another interview recently on the show. That's really cool to hear. I actually have read that book as well. I love that book. Also, of course, saw the movie, and I've actually read some of the author's other works. So shout out to Ready Player One. Let's get into Webacy here. So Wes, tell us what the company is really all about and trying to accomplish in this crypto and NFT market.
Yes, so Webacy is the protection service for your crypto. So we cover everything from creating digital wills for your crypto and your NFTs, to having an emergency backup wallet. So if you ever clicked on a fishy link, if you ever minted from a bad or fake mint website, we cover you from what we refer to as, it's basically a kill switch / panic button. So this works if you ever become compromised, you immediately click the panic button, and it moves all of your digital assets within that wallet over to a fresh MetaMask wallet. So we kind of differentiate from Ledger in the way that Ledger helps you when you hold your assets and when you confirm transactions. But if you do happen to confirm a bad transaction with your Ledger, then we would come into play.
Awesome. Bobby, how about you? Anything to add there to what the company is really all about and trying to accomplish in this market?
Yeah, so I think as a crypto user, there are different levels of security. So level one is just you have a hot wallet. Maybe you store your seed on your computer. You're new. You don't know. A lot of the basic precautions you should take. And then maybe you have a hot wallet. Your seed's offline. And then as you go up the levels, it's like hardware wallet. Multiple wallets. Maybe you're using Gnosis. Maybe you split your seed up to different physical locations, so there's not one point of failure. Well, I think Webacy and Grimmies give you the access to this software that basically is like it's all encompassing. So maybe you are at that level one where you just have a hot wallet, but it's also for those people with a hardware wallet, split up seeds. There are still a lot of uses there where if you do sign a malicious transaction, or if you lose your seeds, there's also the dead man switch. So you can set it up where after 12 months of inactivity, all of your assets, all of your protected assets will be transferred to a backup wallet that you designated. So it's just an all-encompassing suite of tools, essentially, to protect your digital assets, just from whatever that, the unpredictable.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, we hear about phishing links all the time, right? And Discord's getting compromised. And all these different links that people click on, different times they sign, in their wallet, not knowing really what they're signing, especially in this free mint season that we're in. So, Wes, how can users, really take advantage of, the protection that Webacy offers? Is this a solution to problems before they arise, when they arise, or kind of after, or encompassing all three?
Yeah, so that's a great question because a lot of people don't bring security in the mind until it's something that's already happened to them. So that's one of the big problems is people experience getting phished for the first time, or they experience becoming part of a hack or a scam, and then they find out about the tools out there like us, or finding out about having a ledger. So I feel like we definitely can help people in both areas. So whether we catch them before it happens or whether we catch them after it happens, regardless, it's just bringing them that sense of security that we're always there in case they do encounter a link, for example.
Awesome. Bobby, who's the target customer here? Are we talking people that maybe own some more like on the blue chip side of NFTs, have a little bit more money invested, or is this something, that's marketed to new people who don't understand the security aspects as well?
Yeah, I think it is useful for both. Obviously, the more assets you have to protect, in just terms of total volume and total value, it's going to be, more value to them, to the whales and to those types of people, where they can, when their children, when their kids or their spouse are looking, if something were to happen, if they wouldn't have access to, all of this cryptocurrency and NFTs, and it would just be lost forever, like that would be terrible. But it's also, for the new investor that, plans on building up a portfolio, this is a long-term investment for them. And the last thing you want to do while you're, trading up and trying to build that portfolio is to basically get wrecked and go back to zero. But instead, maybe you do make a mistake, but then Webacy bails you out, and then it's just a small hiccup and not just catastrophic. So I do think it's valuable for both demographics worth of people, and we are reaching out to both of those types of groups when we're onboarding people right now.
I know it's something that maybe some celebrities out there could use too. We, of course, heard of Seth Green losing a Bored Ape, and we've heard of others, clicking on links and being hacked, and just all kinds of problems out there. So safety should definitely be top of mind. I want to circle back to the will part of this, right? So, I have a family. So let's say something happens to me. What happens currently to my NFTs, my wallet, and what would happen, if I use the Webacy product? Wes, let's start with you.
Yeah, so as of right now, it's totally dependable on what state you live in because the traditional will might not cover your crypto or NFTs based on where you live. So obviously, Webacy, we do offer, it's part of the utility of owning a Grimmy, is you have access to estate planners and tax accountants within our Discord. So when you own a Grimmy, you basically have the opportunity to set up a one-on-one office hour where you're able to meet with an estate planner, an attorney, and ask any of those types of questions you might have. And then as well, like, okay, well, how should I set this up? How does it go about them claiming my assets if something were to happen to me? So we make those utilities available so that you don't have to be asking these questions with just someone that maybe isn't familiar with crypto and NFTs to begin with.
Awesome. Bobby, how about you? What does the will part of the utility look like, and why is that so important to provide for people in the NFT space?
Yeah, so I think the why it's so important is, if you were to seamlessly transition over your assets to your beneficiaries that you would list on a traditional will, you would basically have to go through a whole onboarding session yourself of saying like, hey, this is how you get access to my keys. This, you'd have to write it all up. This asset's yours. This asset is my wife's. This one is, child one. This one's child two, 33% or 50% to your favorite kid. However you want to split it up. But they'll have to come in and basically gain access to it, and then figure out how to divide it. While this is, you are taking the proactive approach. Obviously, we don't know when that final day will be. So you have it all set up, ready to go, and then the beneficiary can come in and basically submit your death certificate, and the smart contract that you set up yourself will trigger exactly how you planned on it. So it's just more of a proactive approach, versus it's too late and now these mourning people are having to figure it out themselves, and that's not a situation you want to put your loved ones in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's so important, and I'm really liking the utility here because, again, as someone with a family, it's something you don't want to think about, but one of those things where people don't ever think about until it's too late. And, being on the flip side of that, right? If you lose, parents, grandparents who don't have wills, don't have things designated, it can get kind of nasty with some, fighting at the time of mourning as well. So this is a really cool aspect to have this, laid out and really help with that end of life, options. I want to get into Grimmies. We, of course, see one on screen here from Wes, but all this utility coincides with an NFT collection called Grimmies. So, Wes, I'll start with you. Tell us about Grimmies, how the idea for those came to be, and what they're all about.
Yeah, so the way we refer to it as is safety isn't the sexiest topic. A lot of people, they don't like to think about it. They don't like to think about what's going to happen after they pass away. It's just not something that's delightful to talk about. So, we had to lighten the mood here, get some cute little Grim Reapers, which was the artist is actually a friend of our founder, and her name is Micah. I don't know if we touched on her yet. She was a former cybersecurity engineer at Microsoft. She's one of Forbes 30 under 30, and she basically turned degen. So she has a pretty exciting story there. But the Grimmies are just a cute way that we can basically put out an image for the great utility that we have behind us.
Awesome. Bobby, how about you? Tell us about Grimmies and your thoughts on this NFT collection.
Yeah, so Grimmies are essentially an access pass, and it'll be the top tier of the Webacy model. So if you own one, you'll be able to have additional benefits going forward, versus the future holders that will be just more of a subscription model most likely. So the Grimmies give you early access now, get used to it, get one-on-one onboarding opportunities that might not be possible when as we scale. So you kind of get the white glove service right now, get to join the community, get your questions answered, and just be basically first in line for this suite of tools.
Awesome. So I saw on the website that we have 4 kinds of Grimmies. We have early, popular, unique, and friendly. I don't know which one of you wants to take a stab at this, but just walk us through kind of the different types and how they play into the ecosystem here.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Grimmies, they're not specifically in order when you see them here on the website, except for the early Grimmies. So the early Grimmies are whitelisted users, and those are to communities that have proven that they have a strong community, or they're influencers within the space that carry some weight behind them, because we want people to be able to own a Grimmie and use our utility. We don't necessarily just want to give out Grimmies to whoever. We definitely want people to benefit. So the first 1,000, it's a free mint. So all they do is pay gas, and that is their access. I mean, that's the access token to Webacy. So when they first go to the Webacy website, they just verify ownership of a Grimmie, and they're able to set up their profile. And it's pretty neat because when you own a Grimmy, obviously your first year subscription, which is that $100 value, that is waived, and then the fee to initially deploy the smart contract is waived itself.
Awesome. So one of the things we like to talk about on the show here is, traits within an NFT collection. So, Wes, I'll start with you. We, of course, haven't seen all the Grimmies revealed yet, but any favorite traits that you can call out here within the collection?
Yes. So I got to make sure I don't expose any of my favorites here, but I do like the wings a lot. I feel like the wings is the angel wings are a nice touch. I feel like it's not something you might catch right away because it's just kind of thrown in there. And then I do. I mean, I can't go too much in detail because I don't want to give anything away, but I do like the wings. The wings are definitely one of my favorites. Bobby, you can go ahead and pick yours.
Yeah, Bobby,
I'll watch
how
the
about you?
screen.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite trait, to be honest. I like the solid colors, like when it's all the accessories. I've seen a few. It's like all purple accessories or all green. But I'm not sure if I just have a specific trait.
Awesome. Well, one of the things I saw was, owning a Grimmy, you get lifetime access to some of this utility, Discord, and other things. So talk to me a little bit about, why the decision to do some of this lifetime access for holders versus maybe some alpha groups that charge on a 1 year, 2 year basis. Wes.
I really feel like the utility it's needed. There's not enough protection services out there, and I feel like it's something that should be more welcoming to the community than just specifically focused on alpha groups. I feel like this is something that could benefit a ton of people. So that's my thought on it. Bobby, you might have an interesting take on myself, but circling back real quick before we get into that, I did just double check. Grimmy number 1 is by far my favorite because it has a red pitchfork, and the red pitchfork, I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, I was thinking the pitchforks definitely look cool and really play into the Grimmy here. Bobby, any thoughts on the lifetime access?
Yeah, so I think it's just our kind of how we're planning to scale. Where this will ultimately be, however we structure it going forward. Subscription model, another collection. However it is, the Grimmies will always just kind of be that top tier, collection where however it works, they'll be able to have the top benefits essentially, versus all the other types of membership types.
Awesome. So where are we currently at in the minting process? Are people still able to sign up and join that wait list? Is the wait list full? And when can people expect to be able to get Grimmies, at that mint price, not just the wait list access?
Yeah, so I mean that kind of goes into the 2 questions that I see posted up there. So the Grimmies are on Ethereum, and Webacy itself right now is supported on Ethereum. We are working on integrating other blockchains within there. So maybe in the future you might see Solana, you might see Phantom Wallet integrated. But as right now, Ethereum. The whitelist is live now, and it's a rolling whitelist. So about every 2 days, we'll update it and add new users so that they can go on and mint. We pretty much have it set up via pre-mint, which Bobby can go into a little more detail about. But yeah, as of right now, it's just a rolling whitelist, and the way to basically get on it is to just be involved in our community. So interacting with our tweets on Twitter or interacting in our Discord. I don't necessarily think trying to get on a whitelist should be an Olympic trial.
Awesome. Bobby, thoughts on that?
Yeah, so right now, we're sitting at about 300 free mints. And it's been good to see that we actually have some secondary volume rolling in. We've had double-digit sales just people are claiming it for free and then throwing it up, and more people are wanting to get involved and not wait. But yeah, so basically, we're reaching out to these different projects, or projects are reaching out to us. We can give them 25, 50, various amounts of whitelist slots. And in exchange, we'll come in and, run something similar to this, an AMA, talk about wallet protection, maybe walk them through a quick demo. So the people that are coming in are actually able to, know what they're getting into, and, see actually how Webacy is used, how it can be useful for them. And because we don't want, it's fine that, speculators, we have no problem with that, but in an ideal world, we're bringing people in that will protect their assets and use this software that we've spent so much time and capital basically creating. So we want to be that first touch point when we're coming in as communities. Hey, this is a Grimmy. It is a cool little profile picture project, but we want to show you what it unlocks and all the potential it unlocks to protect your crypto assets. So, Wes and I are basically splitting it up. We're reaching out to these communities and coming in there, and then, we'll update the whitelist. So, we just did that earlier today. And each time there's about a new 100 or so mints each time. And we're in no rush. We just want to make sure everybody is onboarded properly, and they're not overwhelmed and think the software is too confusing for them, and end up just not protecting their assets and paying for it down the road.
Awesome. So, we of course are called the roadmap. We talk about, the future of projects. I know you guys are a little ways out from getting there, but I saw a peek at the roadmap on the website, and it listed items like, merch, maybe some airdrops down the road, and NFT NYC meetup. Can you just talk a little bit about maybe NFT NYC or some of these future items for Grimmy's holders?
Yeah, sure thing. So we actually partnered with 1:37 p.m. for our event at NYC. So that's primarily for holders. Anybody that wants to come, we're letting right in. The roadmap itself, you guys are lucky. It just got completely redone and put on our website a few days ago. So this is the new updated roadmap. So
there we go.
The holders party is definitely going to be exciting. NYC in general is going to be a great opportunity for anybody to be able to learn about Grimmies themselves. And then as you can see on the roadmap, we do have our smart contract audits coming up. So we have a few audits primarily for Webacy, so how the entire service and system works itself. And then we have an audit for the Grimmies itself. And then we've also talked about getting an audit for the Discord, because obviously security is our #1 priority. And then on the other hand, we do want to be just like, we basically want to be available as like a PFP project that has an amazing utility. So we still want to have those utilities that a great PFP collection would have. So obviously partner benefits, merch, maybe an unclaimed access pool in the future, some airdrops, and then obviously Grimmy's holders will always have access to future IRL events.
Perfect. Bobby, any comments or thoughts on this new roadmap?
Yeah, I mean, Wes pretty much hit everything. It's our smart contract has been going through an audit with CertiK, but we're looking for other highly regarded people in the NFT space and the crypto space to review it as well, and just make sure that everything is good to go, and consistently monitor it and improve it, and make sure it's safe. So that's huge before we go and open it up to everybody. We're confident in it right now, but we want people to have the utmost confidence in this smart contract. So
awesome. And I did drop the links for the Grimmy site, the Webacy site, and Alyssa also dropped the Discord link right there in the chat, guys. So if you're watching us live or watching this on replay, those links are all in the chat right now. And also we'll get them in the description below for anyone watching the video after we air, and also for the podcast. I want to turn to the overall NFT market for a couple minutes here. So Wes, I noticed on your Twitter that you attended VCon, and Benzinga was happy to be a media credentialed company at VCon. So myself and my partner Mitch attended, and we were able to do some interviews, video, written, and also catch some of those amazing panels. So Wes, tell me a little bit about your VCon experience, and what did you think of this first ever VCon event?
Yeah, I loved it. I felt like, in general, because everything was in kind of a centralized area within the stadium, it made everything super accessible. And that was honestly the best part for me is you didn't have to go too far to go to an event, to go find projects, meet people you wanted to meet up with. Everything was just all centralized. So that was amazing. And the people you met there, it was pretty awesome. I mean, it's not like people were hiding in different rooms or I mean everyone was just super easy to find and the event's going to be hard to top in my opinion. I know NFT NYC is coming up, but VCon was an absolute blast.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm loving those pictures there. Wes, who was the favorite panel that you watched, or your favorite person that you met in real life at VCon?
Um I can't specifically say I had a favorite panel because they were all extremely educating. I feel like the coolest person I probably met was Drifter Shoots, just because he has an amazing life story behind him, and a lot of his NFTs that he currently has posted on OpenSea are extremely life changing, just because his story is very incredible.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's awesome to hear about VCon. Obviously, we have the crypto market taking a little bit of a drop right now with everything going on. So, Bobby, you mentioned you own a CryptoPunk. You got in through Bitcoin into crypto. Tell us, our viewers, what are some of your thoughts just on this overall crypto winter we're going through? Any advice, not financial advice, but just like life lessons, things you've learned along the way that people should be paying attention to right now?
Yeah, sure, Chris. So I think, I'm no expert. I've been in it for 18 months or so, but I think probably the hardest lessons I've learned are, overextending myself into NFTs and not being liquid. I think always being liquid and being able to seize opportunities is extremely important. It's easy to get complacent and just assume like the market's going down the hole. There's no opportunities, but a lot of the times, that's where the best opportunities are. And so whatever you do to find new projects and to learn about them, you basically just have to keep doing that even in the dead periods. A lot of times, the liquidity in the NFT market is pretty dependent on the price of Ethereum. When it was up at 4,800, that was a quote unquote NFT bear market. Nobody wanted to spend point one on a mint or 0.08 on a new mint, because at that point it was $400. And even the people that are primarily price their NFTs in ETH, which I am one of those people. But at the same time, once it gets up there, you do second guess and start thinking like, man, I don't know if this is worth the risk. And it adds up quickly. So I'd say always being liquid and looking for new opportunities would probably be the two things I could say would benefit you the most.
Love that. Awesome advice. Wes, how about you? Thoughts on the overall market we're in right now, and any advice to call out for viewers and listeners?
Yeah, so I'll try and stray away from Bobby's answers. He had great responses, but I believe that with the current market conditions, like this is the time to build. Like there are going to be amazing projects that pop up in the next few months or however long this bear market goes on, but this is the biggest time for NFT projects to build. It's a great time to learn new things, see what works, find out what doesn't, and definitely create new ideas. I feel like that's what I've always done. In the past, it's just like if I can't get into, because especially during last bear market, I wasn't so much investing, but that's when I pretty much got into mining Ethereum, and that was a big change for me. But during this bear market for NFTs, I think that if you're a creator, if you're definitely someone that purchases a lot of NFTs, like if you want to get more into the creating aspect of it, this is the time.
Awesome. Before we let you guys go, Bobby, we know you own a CryptoPunk. Any other NFTs that you own that you want to call out, or projects that maybe you're watching that you think can hold up well over the next couple of years?
Well, Wes already introduced him, but I would say the other, grail of my collection is the Where My Vans Go by Drifter Shoots. So, the Punk and that one are probably the ones that I have the closest connection and conviction in. And so, yeah, so I would say that was probably my, regardless of ETH price and the NFT market, I'm fairly confident holding for a multiple years.
Awesome. Wes, how about you? Any projects to call out here that you think, are going to hold up well over the next couple of years?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the art for the Quirkies NFT collection. I'm a pretty big fan of them and just the community that they provide behind them. I think they're very strong knitted. And I do believe that project will be successful in the next few months and definitely be able to hold through the market.
Awesome. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure. Anything else to add about Webacy or Grimmies for viewers and listeners before we let you go?
Yeah,
well, sorry. Oh, US.
All right, I was gonna say, I mean, if you definitely want to get involved, if you definitely like Webacy, you like what our teams bring, the easiest way to get involved is just to be on our Discord, engage with our tweets. We're more than welcoming because we want people to be able to use this service. I do believe it's 100% needed, and there's not. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again, but there's not enough education around this topic that I think there definitely needs to be, and that's why we're here. Bobby, I don't know what else you had to add, but you can go ahead now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you're listening to this right now and pop in the Discord, we would love to give out some whitelist spots, for some free mints, because I think if you are taking the time to listen to this and learn more, then you're the ideal person and the person we want as part of our community to to join and get that Grimmy and start protecting your assets.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, the Discord link is there. Anyone watching right now, what are you waiting for? Click on the link. Go check out the Discord. Tell Wes and Bobby you're there, that you watched this great interview, and that you want to protect your assets, and we'll see what they can do. Bobby, Wes, this has been so much fun. Looking forward to talking to you guys again in the future. And thanks for taking time to join us on the roadmap today.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, really appreciate being on, Chris.
Thank you. See you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Hey,
Thanks.
you too.
You as well.
Awesome. Well, everyone, there you heard it. Great ways, great education on how you can protect your NFTs, how you can designate, if something unfortunate happened, a crypto will of sorts. Get that advice that you need. Also, that kill switch, right? How many times do we hear about these phishing links, people clicking on them for not the right sites, or Discords getting hacked? And, this is a way to protect yourself, protect those assets. So important. So great education there. This is definitely an interview I'm going to be watching again to catch everything that I missed. But shout out to Bobby and Wes for joining us. Now it's time to get into some news and headlines. So without further ado, I think it's time to bring on my co-host, Alyssa. Alyssa, what's going on?
Howdy. That was a great interview.
That was. What did you think? What were some of the keys here to safety and education for NFTs?
I've actually never heard of the will thing for crypto. That is really neat and really needed.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time, right? The safety and, not clicking stuff, not just signing away. But what a great safety feature to have. So Alyssa, let's get into news and headlines here. Up first, we have top 10 NFTs by weekly sales volume. So this one was a little tougher to write because they were down, right? We saw a lot of NFT projects down. Bored Ape topped the list, 19.9 million. We Are All Going to Die, 10.3 million. Goblins falling to 5th place. Alyssa, what do you think of Goblins dropping from 1st to 5th?
You saw it happening, you saw it coming, but like I want to mention this real quick because they just doxed. Their team just doxed, so they might go up from that 5th place to the 1st again.
Yeah, that just happened not too long ago. So we'll get into that in a minute here. I think we've been calling for this, right? That like even being a free mint, even having a strong community, it is very hard for a newer project to stay on top of the sales volume list. So Goblins did it for 2 weeks. I know Azuki did it for a couple weeks, months ago. But really, Bored Ape Yacht Club has dominated this list, and they're back, of course, in 1st place. Not a huge surprise. The thing I would call out as you look at these numbers, right, is just to put it in comparison. Last week, Bored Ape Yacht Club, 19.9 million. We Are All Going to Die, 10.3 million. So only 2 collections had sales volume of 10 million or more. The week before last, 6 of the top 10 were over 10 million. Alyssa, what do you think of that drop off, right? The fact that only 2 collections hit that 10 million mark, is that kind of what we're going to see the next couple weeks with Ethereum prices dropping and interest waning?
Yeah, if Ethereum, or actually the whole market, not just Ethereum, like if it just keeps dropping, these numbers are gonna stay below 10 million, and they're just gonna keep dropping too. Because people they want out and they're not buying because they don't see themselves making money off of these right now.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm seeing a question here from my man Money Mitch in the chat. Why CryptoPunks going up? So CryptoPunks, you see there in 8th place. Now, Alyssa, remember that CryptoPunks used to always be in the top 10, right? And lately, though, they've fallen off and they kind of hover in that 11 to 20 range. But last week, they were in 8th place in sales volume, up 78%. I know I did see that Gary V bought another CryptoPunk. He already owned some, but he got one with the beanie hat, which is a very cool trait. But, we just heard Bobby talk about CryptoPunks, being one of those assets that's going to, be relevant a couple of years. I still like the fact that Yuga Labs acquired the rights, and maybe that'll bring some future value. But I just think a lot of people are turning to blue chips, right? They want to own Bored Apes, they want to own punks, and this free mint cycle and some of these lower projects with no roadmap, no utility are just going out of favor again because people want the assets that are going to, when this bear market is over, are going to go up or hold their value. Is that why you think punks are appearing right here?
Yeah. Like you said, blue chip, they think that these projects are more established. The hype is still behind them. They're like the top of the food chain. So if you can go in it or like go buy like partial shares in like Rally, that too be a good investment. Not investment advice, but
not financial advice, but yeah, check out Rally and you can own a portion of a punk or an ape. Alyssa, let's go back to Goblins. Since you broke the news there, Goblins dox themselves. Now, I want to clarify the huge difference here of doxing yourself versus getting doxed, right? So Bored Ape, 2 of the co-founders, got doxed because of an article from BuzzFeed, right? That figured out who they were by their names, their IPs, their locations, different clues. and doxed without their knowledge, right? And just did it for them. They, of course, then later, shared pictures of themselves, said, Web 2 versus Web 3. Goblin Town decided to dox themselves, and they had this 3-minute video today. We're the team, and I don't know if we want to watch the whole video here, but essentially it is this team from Truth. Alyssa, the key takeaway from me here is that so many people thought that because of the way Goblin Town was so strongly set up, well marketed, that maybe Yuga Labs or some NFT influencers were behind it. And it really turns out that, yeah, they had experience in the NFT space, but it wasn't as big of names as people thought. What are your takeaways here, Alyssa, from them doxing themselves? Are you surprised that it wasn't, maybe a bigger name than what it was?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I was expecting someone that we already knew, like an influencer. Because back when we were talking about it, at first we thought these people were influencers or Yuga Labs. So when you really think about it, I don't think Yuga Labs would do this.
Yeah.
But the marketing and everything, the whole vision and everything they did was on point.
Yeah. Now going forward, so you mentioned it, right? With seeing it, in 5th place, maybe it goes up. Doxing, I actually saw sales volume pick up in these after they doxed themselves. I don't know if that's going to continue, but do you think some people just, is it going to be a mix, right? Some people sell because there isn't a link to Yuga Labs or a big name, and some people end up holding or maybe buying in because they see the value in this established team that's done some NFT projects before. I mean, look at it. We're going up a little bit here. Where do you think we land in the next couple days? Up or down?
Up. I'm gonna say up.
Yeah.
Not just people being disappointed about them not being Yuga. I think people still like the anonymity. I can't say that word.
Anonymity.
Yes. Of the team, but like you said, it's probably half and half. People, oh yay, they doxed themselves, and then oh no, dang, they could have really dragged this out. But I think it's cool that they doxed themselves. I also really like how they said that there's going to be no roadmap.
Yeah.
It's just a journey.
Yeah.
It's really just a big experiment.
The other piece I'll add here, I want to shout out that Steve Aoki, love him, but there is this old tie-in of when he buys into collections. Sometimes people call it the top because the floor price ends up falling. Now, it is weirdly coincidental to me that Steve Aoki recently bought into Goblins, and a couple days later, the team decided to dox themselves. You think there's any connection there, Alyssa, where the Goblin team was like, oh no, Steve Aoki bought, people are gonna sell, maybe we should do something about it? Did the devs do something?
It's really possible. It's really, yeah, you can come up with so many scenarios, but that's a good one.
That's my theory. I don't feel very strongly about it, but I just wanted to throw that out there. That definitely happened. Alyssa, here's a fun one to talk about, especially for any sports fans out there. Steph Curry did a NFT collection with our friends FTX called 2974, and it was based on the record-breaking three-point shots he had. He's the all-time leader in three-point shots, but they are currently in the NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors, they won last night. They are up 3-2, have the potential to win another game. I don't know if you saw this, but there's some video and pictures of Steph walking through the tunnel before the game right here. And what is he wearing? That is new merch that no one had ever seen before. And it ends up being connected to this FTX NFT drop that he did. And very cool. We talk utility, we talk roadmap. If you own a 2974 NFT in your FTX wallet by Monday, June 20th, you have the ability to buy some of this exclusive merch because of owning that NFT. They're also doing trivia in the Discord where you can win autographs from Steph. I know they were doing a meet and greet auction at one point. This is pretty cool utility. Alyssa, what do you think of this? If you own one of these Steph NFTs by Monday, you get dibs on getting some of this merch from I mean, he already has won an NBA title, but possibly winning another one and another MVP here.
That's pretty neat. I didn't know about this.
I like that shirt too with
he's
got the 3 logo and he's rocking it, walking through the tunnel like, hey, check out my hoodie here. And how can you get a hoodie? Well, we just told you,
NFT.
right? So, I mean, I think merch is such a big part of NFT collections, and this is really cool because obviously sports merchandise is highly coveted, and if you own one of these NFTs, you get exclusive access. Speaking of big name people, Madonna recently changed her profile picture on Twitter to a World of Women NFT. Now, Alyssa, I know a lot of people were probably surprised by this, but of course, I wasn't hugely surprised because if we connect the dots, Guy Oseary is the agent for Madonna. Guy Oseary also signed talent deals with World of Women and Bored Ape Yacht Club. So what 2 projects has Madonna like publicly supported now? Bored Ape Yacht Club and World of Women. It's cool though to see her, change her profile picture. I didn't look, but did she change some of the traits like she did with her Bored Ape? That would be my only question here.
That's a good question. I'm gonna go find that. Hold on.
If she took the liberties upon herself to change it around. But Alyssa, we have NFT NYC happening next week, and
Yes.
I know there is Ape Fest, and last year at Ape Fest, the exclusive party for Bored Ape holders, they got a concert from the Chainsmokers, a couple other musicians. They got comedy shows from Aziz Ansari and somebody else. And we don't know who the musicians are this year. But we do know that World of Women is throwing a party and Madonna is going to be there. Talk about a exclusive party at NFT NYC if you own a World of Women. What do you think of that? How big of a deal is it that Madonna is going to be part of that exclusive for WoW holders?
It is pretty big deal. Yeah, no, that is really cool. I didn't know about that either.
Yeah, I think it was just announced today. So very cool. Yeah, we'll have to look up that World of Women and see if she did change the traits because she likes to do that. What else do we have left? Oh, here's a good one. Alyssa, we get some alpha here on the channel different times. And one of the things we got when our friend Doug from Toy Boogers came on, he talked, of course, about Kit Bash Boogers. And then we saw that collection released. And he said that anyone who owns a Toy Booger or a Kit Bash Booger is going to get a mint of a new collection coming this summer. Well, here it is on screen, Toy Stash. What do you think of this?
The hamster. We can own a hamster now. It's so cute. No, you wanted that.
That one right there in the middle, the Stash the hamster, with the rainbow poop. I mean, Alyssa, I showed my kids these, and you know that they love them, right? And they actually said that they look like Squishmallows, which is like the pillow toy, right? That my kids love, and they said that it reminds them of that. But Toy Stash coming out this summer, which summer is, I mean, getting here. So I think this collection is going to be real soon. And again, if you own a Kit Bash booger or a toy booger, you're going to get access to this. So Alyssa, what do you think of Toy Stash? And if you want to pull that picture up, what are some of your favorites there on the screen?
Okay, first off, this is cool because everyone loves a hamster. Stash. That's his name, right? That's the whole. Okay.
Stash. Yep.
Stash. So that's cool. And I love that the toy booger and Kit Bash boogers gets to, get this. Is it like, so it's free, like free mint type deal?
I think it's free mint.
Okay, cool. That's cool. But the one that stood out for me was the TV.
Yep.
Hold on, I gotta change this. Boop. The TV and maybe like the top right.
How about the tacos?
The top, wait. Oh.
So bottom middle, the bottom left, is that a taco?
No, I think that's just cheese.
Is that cheese? Okay.
It's cool.
And then, yeah.
Did you show your kids this?
I did. They love them.
Wait, did they pick a favorite or just all of them?
I feel like they, of course, like Stash in the middle there.
Yes.
And that's as far as I really got so far. So they picked one.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to show my brother and see what he picks.
Yeah. I mean, I like them all. I'm kind of with you. The TV there on the left.
It's cool.
It's cool and it's unique, right? It's different than the others. I kind of like the left two in, like the zebra stripes, but it also looks like he has like 3D glasses on.
Yeah, I like the goat.
Yeah, the goat definitely. I mean, you've got a basketball there, you've got a football. So I mean, we've got some different traits, and I just think this is so cool. And I'm looking forward to Toy Stash coming this summer. So
do you will you ever get rid of your Kit Bash?
I don't think so. And I feel like if I did, I would just pick out a different one. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I'm a fan of all four of those collections. And the fact that Doug got to do this collection with all four, collections and traits, like, I just think it's cool. Like, even if the floor price is low, I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm like I'm gonna probably. I don't care about the floor price for like a lot of these projects because I really only care about what their community's like and the artists and like the utility. Like, yeah, the utility, but you also get free stuff like this.
Yep,
it's cool. Cool.
I mean, I'm a fan of Doug and what he's doing, and I mean, again, Toy Boogers is going to be a TV show too, which doesn't mean Kit Bash Boogers will be included, but I think maybe there's the future potential for that.
Shouldn't rule it out.
Yeah,
really,
and that's what Doug told us, right? Because I mean, Toy Boogers and Robotos, 2 of the 4 have deals with Time, so I mean, if they could get Cool Cats or Dead Fellas to sign off, there's a good chance there. So
Mitch, just get a Kit Bash.
Mitch, you gotta pick a booger. That's what Doug would tell us. You gotta pick a booger. So get either a Kit Bash booger or a toy booger. I think Kit Bash has the lower floor price.
Yeah, it does.
0.08 versus 0.12. I think Kit Bash is better with the 4 collections.
No
offense
this one.
to the OGs, but
Mitch, get this one.
Yeah, there you go. See, like these they look so cool. So yeah, I've got the cat body on my. I love all these traits here. Like look at the skateboard.
Yeah, I never saw the shark head. That's cool.
That is cool. I don't think I ever saw that either.
Mitch, get the shark head.
Yeah. And the cats. We like the cats. Look at the snake, the chicken head, the strawberry. I mean, they're so cool.
I have this body. Hold on.
What's it called? Don't you have with the flame?
Yeah, jet engine.
Jet engine.
It's cool body.
That is.
Oh, there's the one that we always talked about with a stash in there.
Awesome.
Mitch, I'm gonna wait. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Mitch, you gotta pick a booger.
This one.
My kids would love if you got one too, Mitch. So just throwing that out there, but
and then dress up as your booger for Halloween.
There you go, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I feel like we saw Halloween last year, some
Mhm.
people dressed as NFTs, but I wonder if maybe this year we see more. It might depend on where the market is at that time, but I just think there's a lot of opportunities there.
I
Or which NFT collection, Alyssa, will be the first to sign a Halloween costume deal? Maybe that's what we should be talking about, right? It's like all these Disney movies, shows that sign deals, you know, with the whatever the costume company is. You know, maybe one of them does that.
you know, I can imagine Disney like lurking in the shadows watching these projects, waiting for like the storyline that they want and
Yeah.
then strike at them like, "Hey, you want to work with us?" But about the Halloween stuff, I can imagine Deadfellas doing something.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Deadfellas and like SVS, right?
mhm.
Sneaky
Oh yeah.
Vampire. I feel like those just they fit the genre so well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know. Like I last year we did see a few costumes, and I think we'll probably see more. I'm gonna say it. We're gonna see more. I don't care if the
Yeah.
market's lower. The communities are still thriving,
Yep.
and
Definitely.
they're even like more tight knit than last year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, I think that is going to do it for us, unless, of course, if Mitch decides to get a booger here. But that was a great episode. If you missed our interview at the start, make sure you go back and watch that very informative interview with Wes and Robert from Webacy, talking about the Grimmies NFT, protecting your NFT assets. Alyssa, no show tomorrow because we have a boot camp as part of Benzinga's YouTube coverage. So make sure you tune in for that all-day education. I know my man Money Mitch will be there. So check that out. And we will be back Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Anything else to add here?
Follow Benzinga on Twitter,
Everything.
Instagram. Yeah, subscribe here on YouTube. If you're not subscribing, you're watching this, hit the subscribe.
Lame.
Please.
Lame is
Yes,
what.
yes. You gotta hit the like and the subscribe and the bell so you can come back and watch every show because there's like so many nice personalities
Yep.
in Benzinga. You're missing you're
Yep.
missing out.
Definitely. And stay tuned. We got Money Mitch coming up for pre-market prep at the close with Joel, breaking down all the top stories and movers in crypto and stocks for the day. So don't go anywhere, and we will see you next time.